Welcome to What Are You Sporting About podcast, a podcast about business, employment, sports, and entertainment to help educate, support, and guide you to your next level. Here's your host, attorney Sivonnia DeBarros.
Hello, everybody. I am back before you again. Sivonnia DeBarros, the protector of athletes, also the founder and creator of the S.L. DeBarros Law Firm. And as you guys know and have been hearing, the author of the new book, Athletes Making Moves. I want you to join me this Saturday, July 31st at 1:30 Central Standard Time, to join me for the lunch. So make sure that you get your tickets. The link is at the bottom of my screen. If you are watching this later, you can go to athletesmakingmoves.com and click the shop button, or just click the little tab on the front page of the website that says join the lunch, and it will take you to the place where you need to be to register. I will also put the link in the comments so that you all have a place to, quickly register. So I want to talk about making moves. Like, what is that all about? I've talked extensively about why I wanted to write Athletes Making Moves. And as a lot of you guys already know, it was essential for me to speak to my college athletes. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that also professional athletes need to understand that there is a level of name, image, and likeness that they already have, and how do you protect that? But when you cultivate a name, and we're going to refer to that interchangeably as a brand, when you cultivate your name / your brand, you're able to do amazing things, right? I think sometimes we get caught up in the notion that we have to have a household name or be famous to be able to make moves. You can be an athlete making moves. You can do something that means a lot to you. You can make impact in your own community about the issues that really tug on your heart. So today I am going to share 10 athletes, 5 females, 5 males, who are making moves. They are definitely the epitome of an athlete making moves. So I'm going to start off with Naomi Osaka, because a lot of us, we already know who she is. She's a young tennis player, and she's been struggling with mental health issues, the stresses of the game, the adverse impact of media, and having to give talks to the media after the game. There was a lot of stuff that this young lady is dealing with. I don't know if you guys saw the Netflix documentary on her, but it was beautifully done. But I could also see the struggles that she has. So Naomi, one thing I really, really adore and love about her is not only has she stood up to talk about mental health awareness, but she's stepped up and used her platform to also talk about racial and gender equality. She used her platform to, in a way, almost kind of like civil disobedience, to say, you know what, we should not have these unjustified killings on Black people by wearing those masks, if you guys remember that. So she's been using her platform for a lot. And what is really beautiful about her is, although she has been struggling herself, she was still able to pull from a place where she knew that her advocacy was necessary, even in the midst of her own pain, the things that she was going through. So Naomi is our first athlete making moves. Second is Allison Felix. So I don't know if you all heard about the story where Nike didn't want to guarantee Allison's contract. She had a baby. They didn't know whether she would probably be able to perform or meet her marks. And so now Allison has created her own brand. And from what I have heard and believe, I think she is the first person to have a brand created by a female athlete that is an Olympic sponsor for the games, or Olympic brand at the Olympic Games that was not an original Olympic brand. So that is just so powerful, because there's not enough people in spaces to provide real representation for what we can do. And I love the fact that she's setting that example for her own child. Like, you don't have to wait on someone else to give you the opportunity. If you see the need, there's a void for you, or someone is saying that you are not good enough, or they don't want to take a chance on you, then cool. Take a chance on yourself. And I love that she's done that. Serena Williams. So here's another tennis player, very well known. And Serena has been picked on. She has been body shamed by her peers and other people. I can just say, the way I characterize it is, I feel like Serena in so many different ways have been dogged out by people. But she has stepped up, and I believe she created her own fashion line too. She has spoke up and against body shaming. She has taken a stand on domestic violence around financial abuse, and why it's so hard for people to leave when finances are an issue. It's amazing to see someone in her position who had to make that shift from being a single, non-parent athlete to transitioning now into a mother role and balancing work and home and parenting life. And she's doing it on a level that a lot of us don't have to even worry about, right? Her and Allison Felix. I mean, how do you condition that way to make sure you can still compete after having a kid? I mean, these women are definitely making moves. Maya Moore is the next athlete making moves. She is a WNBA athlete. She has been a consistent advocate for criminal justice reform as a lawyer. And that was one of the reasons why I even wanted to become a lawyer, is because I saw a lot of the injustice that was happening to Black and Brown people, and especially at how it relates to Black communities. There are more Black people locked up for nonviolent crimes. It just absolutely makes no sense. There are a lot of Black and Brown people who are locked up on trumped up charges. And something needs to change. Something needs to change. Like, if you've ever, sometimes when I sit and I watch Cops and some of those other shows, and I think to myself, like, we've got to get to a place where we're willing to educate ourselves on these issues instead of being caught up because you just didn't know. Okay. And I love the fact that Maya is trying to do something where the entire system will be changed. Because, I mean, the truth of the matter is, everybody is not interested in law. They're not interested in the criminal justice system and what that looks like. But why are we waiting at the moment that it impacts us to be interested? So Maya Moore is an athlete making moves. Simone Biles is my last female athlete making moves that I'm talking about this morning. And Simone Biles just recently stepped out of the Olympic Games and was like, look, it's deeper than that. It's mental. I'm not in the place where I need to be. But she's also have stated that she was a victim of sexual abuse from, I think it was Dr. Nassan before. I mean, we guys, the same thing I said about Naomi is the fact that Naomi was able to step into a place of advocacy while she was also suffering mentally inside to deal with the issues that she was going through. And now look at Simone. Simone she's suffering around the issues that are impacting her, but she's also using her platform to say, look, we have to do better. We must do better. We need to provide support for our peers, support for women who are competing, support for women, mothers who are competing. And there's so many issues around sports, female athletes and Black female athletes that are not getting attention. Even disabled athletes. Just the other day, one of my colleagues was telling me that there was an athlete who was not allowed to compete, who was disabled because her mom wasn't able to come with her. You know, in the legal world outside of the Olympic Games and sports, that would be an adverse employment action, meaning that someone has put you in a position where it's taken something from you because they didn't want to give you a proper accommodation. We need more people like these athletes who are willing and able to step up, use their platforms, and be athletes making moves. But like I said before, you don't have to worry about having the platform they have to make a move. You can do what is already in your heart to do to be an athlete making moves. So now I want to transition to the guys, to the athletes, the male athletes who are making moves. So first on my list is LeBron James. LeBron has, the way that he's flourished from his high school days to where he is now, I mean, I am absolutely pleasantly impressed. It's beautiful the way that he has flourished. And a lot of people say, well, the only way he was able to do all this stuff was because he made it pro, and the pro provided him with the cash flow to do these things. Yes and no. Because think about how many people do go pro. They don't make moves the way that LeBron James did. And most of them lose their money, okay? But LeBron is educated. He wanted to make sure he educated himself. And the one thing that I love most about LeBron is the foundation that he created, and that he put aside $41 million to educate kids. And he created the I Promise School. He wants to make sure that children are going to college, that it doesn't matter where you come from. He doesn't want that to be a factor in why you can't make it to college. Screw where you grew up at. He's like, look, I promise, you hang with me, you're going to go to college. I absolutely adore that. But we know that LeBron has the Spring Hill Enterprises with entertainment. He's doing a lot, and it's beautiful, but he's making a major impact into the community that will live on well past the days that, he's probably retired around here or he's gone from this earth. So I just love it because he is the epitome of an athlete making moves. JJ Watt, and I didn't know this. I looked this up, but I didn't know this before. So JJ Watt is an athlete who paid for 10 families' children's funerals. So there was a shooting in Santa Fe a little while ago, and he took his own money and paid for those funerals. Now, some people may say, well, that's just, you got the bread or the cheese to do that. But it's not really, you making a difference on a grander scale, it is making a difference. It is making a difference. If you think about some folks who have these unexpected deaths, they don't have anything in place or in order in terms of life insurance or some insurance to cover funeral costs. This makes a difference when someone can say, I want to step up for you and lighten that load in such a tragic time. So JJ Watt is an athlete making moves. Kevin Durant is amazing. So Kevin created a $10 million fund in PG County, Maryland. I actually have family there, for a program called College Track. So this program funds underserved and oppressed communities to help these kids go to school. So I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that, because he does not have to do that, but he's showing that education is something that is important to him. And we all know that education is the key to unlock a whole ton of things. And then my last athlete making moves is Colin Kaepernick. Colin, I think it's Colin. Colin, people really beat him up, like verbally, about taking a knee for racial inequality. And he said, look, I can't stand for something that is not representative of all people. My community is still oppressed and disrespected. We're suffering higher rates by the hands of police than any community in this country. But aside from that, Kaepernick also pledged to raise $1 million to help underserved and oppressed communities. And he did. He now has a publishing company. He is continuously advocating for equality. And it's essential that we have people out there who are speaking up, who have the platforms to do so, to say what you are doing is not right, or what you're following, whatever rule or regulation you're following, that's not right. And we need to change this so that everyone in this country feels safe. So to recap, my female athletes making moves that I've shared with you today: Naomi Osaka, Allison Felix, Serena Williams, Maya Moore, and Simone Biles. And for my male athletes making moves: LeBron James, JJ Watt, Kevin Durant, and Colin Kaepernick. I am just super excited about being an athlete myself making moves. And that's why this book has been written, because it is my pledge to educate you all to know that you have a name that deserves to be protected. And when you understand how to do that, not only can you go into the world and really operate from a boss standpoint. So let's be like some of these other athletes making moves. Let's find our own passions. Let's work in our own purposes to be athletes making moves. All right. Make sure that you go to athletesmakingmoves.com to register for the book launch or pre-order your book. But you can also click the link at bit.ly/AMM-book launch. And I will see you guys very soon on July 31st at 1:30 p.m. for this event. It will be amazing, and I hope that you will be in the room. Again, my name is Sivonnia DeBarros, and it is always a pleasure to come here to educate, encourage, and motivate you to your very next level. Until next time, I'll check you later. Ciao.
Thanks for joining us this week on What Are You Sporting About podcast. Make sure to visit our website, prosportlawyer.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever your favorite platform is so you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes or iHeartRadio. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. If you like the show, you might want to check out our book, What Are You Sporting About? Attorney Sivonnia DeBarros is available for private consulting at sldebarros.com. And remember, we're here to educate, support, and guide you in your journey to success because we're all sporting about something.